You know, I love the fact that there's a great tradition of dressing up for radio shows. I believe in that.
Well, you know, when you look at those pictures of those guys back in the 30s and 40s that were doing radio, the country guys and the swing guys, they wore, you know,
they did it up.
So I wanted to come dressed for radio.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Jim Lauderdale, welcome, by the way. I should introduce you. You know, it's great to have you back on the show.
It's great to be back.
I was talking before about the beauty of doing shows for so long that we get to connect with artists and friends and kind of follow the trajectory of their careers over time, sometimes quite a long time.
Well, you know, sometimes it takes a while to let things percolate and marinate.
You don't want to bring folks back too soon.
You don't want to wear out your welcome.
No.
No.
We want to give artists a chance to be productive and make sure they've got, you know, new material. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. Like in your case, loved your record Planet of Love, produced by Rodney Crowell and John Leventhal, really one of my favorites. You've made more records since then, I know.
Yes, let's see, 31 records since then.
31 new records since then.
31 since the last time.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I didn't want to rush it. I wanted you guys to, you know.
What was it? What were we thinking? Why did we do that? You've made 31 records. We messed up somehow.
No, you didn't.
We lost the thread.
No.
We're picking it up. But
that's right. And you didn't mess up. I just wanted you guys to do whatever growing you needed to do and to figure out, you know, when the right time was. And it's not, you've read that book, The Road Less Traveled by N. Scott Peck, talking about delayed gratification. And so we've delayed the gratification.
This is really good for both of us then.
27 years. So.
Okay, well, here we are, and I'm happy about that.
Me too.
Listen, you're from North Carolina. Your folks both had connections to the church. I'm assuming you grew up singing in church as a kid?
I did. My mom was a choir director, and my dad was a minister, and they both had great voices. And
And did you play bluegrass? You played the banjo, or what?
I did. My first string instrument was the banjo when I was 15, and you know how it is when you get that bluegrass fever. You gotta do it.
It's cool that it kind of came full circle, and that you got to spend a lot of time and do a lot of recording and writing with Ralph Stanley.
Yes,
Dr. Ralph Stanley.
That was a real dream.
Yeah. Well, he was, of course, a hero to all of us. Folkies who got into bluegrass and appreciated his raw energy and singing. And you got to know him better than just about anybody. I love the fact that you got each other's sense of humor.
He had a great sense of humor. Yeah. And when we were doing a tour in California one year, Jack Cook, Ralph's bass player of many years, got sick.
And former mayor of Norton, Virginia.
Yes, and so I flew George Shuffler out to play bass, and George had, done all that great cross-picking guitar. And I went in the studio out in Berkeley with them and cut a couple of songs, and I wanted George's voice on that stuff too, but Ralph was quite a guy.
Yeah, and you get to win a Grammy with him, which was cool.
Yeah, that was really something.
Yeah, Dr. Ralph appreciated that. In case you just tuned in, you're listening to eTown. I'm here with Jim Lauderdale. You have had so much success, and I understand there's a film called The King of Broken Hearts, in which all of these heavies sing your praises and scratch their heads a little bit and wonder why, as I had mentioned earlier, you're not a huge star, because you got it all.
Well, a couple of things. One is I like to make people scratch their heads. It's good for the scalp. It invigorates the growth of the hair, and that's one of the main reasons.
Yeah. I can see how that would be a handicap and an obstacle to a pathway to superstardom. Of course, you have a lot to be. You have achieved a lot, and you've had a lot of success in your life. So, but still, it is a little odd. I know you've toured and recorded with a ton of people. You have a little of that outlaw side. Writing with Robert Hunter, of course, is not an expected course for somebody doing the Nashville Straight to the Top pathway?
Well, I've got the courage to ask him to write with me when I was getting ready to do the first record with Ralph Stanley. I knew that Robert and Jerry Garcia were big Stanley Brothers fans, and so I got our friend Rob Bleetstein to connect me with Robert, and so that was really a huge thing for me. And we've written about 100 songs and 6 albums of collaborative material from bluegrass to blues rock and country rock. And
what's different about writing with? I mean, people may or may not know that Robert Hunter is one of the lyricists for the Grateful Dead and became sort of famous for that.
Yeah.
So what's different about writing a song with Robert Hunter than writing a song with like one might in Nashville?
Well, for one thing,
do you drop acid first?
No, not first. No, we wait. We get a couple under our belts. No, I'm kidding. We've never done that, but together. But where was I? Nick.
Robert Hunter.
Nick. Oh, yes,
writing with Robert Hunter.
So,
what's different and unique about writing with him?
He is just such a genius.
Yeah.
And sometimes he would give me lyrics and I'd do a melody to him, and sometimes I'd give him a melody, and he never ceased to amaze me.
Wow.
I mean, just things that I never would or will come up with.
Yeah.
And
was there a song of his that was sort of in your mind when you were thinking, man, I really hope I can write with Robert Hunter someday? Was there one of his that you just thought, this is I want to be near this guy? What was the song that made you think that?
I first started listening to the Grateful Dead with American Beauty and Working Man's Dead, and then just got so enamored with them, and Wake of the Flood and Live Europe and Mars Hotel. Those were kind of the touchstone records for me. And so,
is there an example of a line that he came up with to one of your songs where you thought, man, I would never have thought of that lyric?
Yes, there was a melody I gave him that I thought, this kind of seems like a Jimmy Rogers era type thing, and he came up with this title and song called Trash Can Tomcat, about a cat. And it's just, what can you say? I mean, it's just...
Well, it's one of the many reasons why your life is so rich and full. You get to do all this stuff. I have to mention that song, The Road is a River. It's a great song, co-write, as you mentioned. Do people know that it's kind of an environmental anthem? That it's?
I'm not sure, but it is. For me, it was, and the melody started coming to me, and that title, and I just thought, what is this? Yeah. And then the lyrics just were coming out.
Yeah, but just floods and droughts, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it's again. The scratching of the head thing again. It's back to that. Is there anything we can do to help raise your profile and help more people discover your music at this stage in your career?
Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that might help is let's, instead of waiting 27 years, let's wait 27 months the next time.
Okay.
Would you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
I like that idea, too.
All right, verbal agreement.
Let's get back to music. Welcome back, if you would, Mr. Jim Lauderdale.
Thank you, Nick.
Hi, this is Nick Forster from eTown. If you want to stay up to date with all the performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, click the subscribe button. Thanks.